What do you suppose James and John, those sons of Zebedee, want from Jesus? Well, the answer to this is in your bulletin. It's in the gospel reading towards the beginning. To sit at his left and his right hand. Excellent. Now, you remember last week we had a young man who was wealthy that wanted something from Jesus. What did the man last week want? Eternal life. What must I do to get eternal life for me? And Jesus offers him friendship and discipleship instead. And the man leaves appalled and shocked and offended that Jesus would offer him friendship. James and John already have friendship with Jesus. They have discipleship. They've been walking with him day in and day out, and eating with him and sleeping with him and praying with Jesus. And what do they want? To sit at his left hand and his right. Now, at first, this seems like a really holy thing to ask for, doesn't it? I mean, imagine you're called into the bishop's office, and the bishop says, "What is it that you desire?" And you say, "Bishop, I just want to sit with Jesus." Can you see him being terribly worried about your spiritual development and desire if that's what you've asked for? I mean, he's going to say, "Well, this is great. I wish all my priests would say that when they came in to see me," right? I mean, that's what you want someone to say, isn't it? And yet, Jesus rebukes them. They didn't just want to sit with Jesus. They wanted to sit in an important place to be seen by important people doing important things. Didn't they? Think of how a banquet works. You have a high table with the important people at it, and the most important person, the king, sits in the middle. And who gets to sit to his left and right? The next most important persons. And the farther away you get to sit, the less important you get to be. They said, "Jesus, when you get to heaven, make us the most important." There is a danger in your humility, because you can become haughty in humility. You can become so humble that you become proud of your humility, and you're able to even turn that holy thing into a sin. Because you brag about it, and you'll talk about how humble you are. I'm reminded of the words of Weird Al Yankovic. Some of you have listened to Weird Al before. If you've not, go to YouTube and Google Weird Al Amish Paradise. It's a parody of the song Gangsta's Paradise. It's really good. And in it, he says, "Churning lots of butter, raised a barn on Monday, soon I'll raise another." He's just living the perfect little Amish lifestyle, isn't he? Think you're really righteous? You think you're pure of heart? Please, I'm 1,000,000 times as humble as thou art. I'm the pious guy the little omelets want to be, on my knees day and night, scoring points for the afterlife. Now, how many of you would say that about your spiritual life? Probably no one, right? Because it's so obviously wrong. Like, it seems smug and mean to say it that way, doesn't it? And yet, frequently, we do it. I mean, we're not as overt and honest about it as Weird Al is, or as James and John were, but we do it. Think about the response, "Well, that's okay, everyone needs God's grace." And you're kind of implying, "Yes, but you need quite a bit more of it than I do, don't you? Because your life's a hot mess." It's the church version of "bless your heart." And we all know that that's not us. They don't mean blessings be upon you when they say that. So when you are praying, are you doing it so others might see you and know that you're praying? Are you doing it so that others might know that you're a million times as humble as thou art? Why do you do what you do? Why bother to get up, take a shower, a shave, except for me, because I hate shaving, and come to church on a Sunday morning? Why do any of it? Whenever you're getting ready to say something or do something, I submit to you, ask yourself, am I getting ready to do this to glorify myself or to glorify Jesus Christ? Whose praises am I singing? Amen.
Amen.